Hey YouTube, how's it going? Mevlin back here again with another Alchemy Stars video, and for this one I'm going to be taking my Jona into Ascension 3. Now if you guys been following me on my adventures on Alchemy Stars either through Twitch or through YouTube, you guys know that I mainly play water. In fact, that's the only color I'm very comfortable with. My main water team is Carleen, Tyrell, Hydra, and Miss Black Philly. It's my go-to all the time. It works really well. They work really well together. If you guys want to know how they work, I do have a lot of different content here in YouTube for you guys to check out, and it'll showcase how the team works. But recently I've decided to try a different color, and for some reason I chose fire. Actually, the reason why I chose fire here is because I got 2 copies of Uriel, and I wanted to see why she gets a special banner. What makes her so good? Is she actually a good hero, or is she a waste of time? I got 2 copies, which means I have her skill at preemptive, so I wanted to showcase her eventually. But before I do that, I kind of want to build my main DPS first. But the problem is, looking at my fire team, it's kind of doo-doo. I'm missing a lot of the very good fire units. I'm missing Charon and I'm missing Icy. Those are probably 2 of the best fire units, just because Icy being the best converter in the game and Charon being one of the better DPS utility unit. Missing those kind of sucks, but we're going to deal with it because we are professional gamers. So I'm going to be building Jona as my main DPS. Before we're going to be talking about her skills, let's quickly gloss over her stats because her stats are actually kind of insane. In terms of being tanky, she's the 3rd tankiest unit in the game. The only units that are tankier than Jona is going to be Regal and Meagard, and Regal is a legendary character, so it kind of makes sense that he's way up there because he is the tank legendary character, and Meagard's just Meagard. I'm actually surprised how tanky Meagard is considering she is a teleporter. Meagard's insane, man. I don't know why she gets so many stats with her kit. But Jona is ranking 3rd, so if you're going to be adding Jona into your team, you're going to be a lot harder to kill. Meanwhile, in terms of attack, she's not pretty bad. She's at rank number 9, but she is a DPS unit, so it kind of makes sense that she is pretty high up here. Most of the units that have higher attack than her are going to be legendary characters. We have Mythos, Frostfire, Regal, and Requiem. Those are legendary, so the only units that have more attack than Jona are going to be Meagard, Sharona, Michael, and Connolly. Let's talk about her chain combo first because this is her only way of dealing damage, and if you've been playing Meagard, it's exactly like Meagard's, but Meagard's has higher damage multipliers. I don't get it, man. Why does Meagard get everything? She gets a teleport, she has higher stats, and now she gets higher damage multipliers. I feel bad for Jona because I really like her aesthetics, but enough about Meagard. Her chain combo is a mid-range attack ability. It's got pretty good range, but what I really like about this ability is that the tier 1, running 4 tiles already gives you the ability to hit 3 enemies, meaning that if you're not running a red tile or if you're just doing a small run, your off turns, you just take 4 tiles and then she can already hit 3 enemies pretty easily. What you gotta remember though is that she is not a global sniper. She's not like Vice or Wrath who could hit anything across the map. You need to position your Jona properly and on the right spot, that way you're hitting the maximum amount of targets possible. For her active skill, it is a steroid ability. It increases her attack by 10% and it also increases her chain combo damage by 30% for 2 rounds. Now, a couple things I want to clarify here. The first one is going to be about cooldowns. It is a 3-round cooldown, but cooldown here in Alchemy Stars is different from other gacha games. If you're used to something like Epic 7, TLDR, just add 1 to that number. The way cooldown works here is that it's the amount of turns you wait in between usages. So if you use the ability at turn 1, you need to wait 3 turns. You're gonna wait turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and then you can use it in turn 5. It's a bit confusing, I know. I kind of hate it why they do it like that, but basically just add 1 if you're used to games like Epic 7. Combine this with the fact that it has a 2-turn duration. This means that you have a 50% uptime on the buff, meaning that once you use the ability, you have 2 rounds where you have the buff, you have 2 rounds where you don't have the buff, and then you have 2 rounds where you have the buff, and it repeats in a cycle over and over again. Another thing I want to mention is that increasing the attack by 10% is not increasing her total damage by 10%. It actually increases by way more than that because of how attack and defense works in this game. So at the beginning, it's going to feel like it's going to be really small, but once you have higher attack and once your opponent has higher defense, you're going to see way more increased damage from this 10% increased attack. Her equipment skill is probably going to be the reason why you're bringing her into the fight, and what it does is that once you use your active skill, on top of what you were previously getting, you're also getting 20% increased damage on your normal attacks, and now your normal attacks also does splash damage, and is actually kind of insane and kind of fun, because if you go look at the upgrades here on her equipment, it does not increase the rate of the normal attack bonus. The normal attack bonus stays at 20%. It's the splash damage that increases, and it goes all the way up to 50%. So when I was reading her skills, my brain went straight to one-shotting bosses. I want to figure out a team composition that revolves all around Jona, and I want to one-shot something so bad. And once you bring her to Ascension 3, she gets this weird support ability that reduces the combo cost of all your fire Aurorians by 2 for 2 rounds. I guess that could be useful in some situations, but I kind of wish it was just more damage. Like I said, my brain is on one-shot mode, so just give me more damage. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, we can finally get her to Ascension 3. Since we're trying to one-shot things, let's do it here in Tempering Illumina, because the boss gets a shield every turn and also has some healing, so it makes sense to try to one-shot the boss. So it makes sense to bring a team that is trying to one-shot the boss. The team looks really weird, it looks really scuffed. I know, it's basically Jona with 4 converters. For my team composition, I'm probably going to be keeping Faust and Ariel. I don't have a Peppy and Tiny One. I'll probably be changing them sometime soon. But we're just fooling around here, we're just messing around, testing things out, so we're just gonna bring this team and see what happens. So after running around for a little bit trying to survive, I finally got the boss to change into green, and I have all my skills ready here, so I'm just gonna go ham. Gonna use my aerial skill here, change some of the tiles to red. That animation is really sick. And then we're probably going to be using Faust. Change some of the yellow tiles to red as well, and we're probably going to use I'm just probably going to use everything here. Yeah, I'm going to use my Peppy here to jump here, that way we get an extra basic attack because we're right beside the boss when we started. And I'm going to put a red tile here for another basic attack, and yeah, let's go ham. Here, I'm going to move around, make sure that I optimize my basic attacks, because you know this team is all about Jona's basic attacks. And at the same time, I'm going to be hitting every basic attack that I can. Maybe I should have done my Tiny One on the other side, that way I get more basic attacks on the other side. That was probably a mistake then. Let me see the basic attack damage. I can barely see anything. I'd probably have to like check that later in post. It looked like it was good damage. So we got her down to 34%. We Aurora time, and then we get another turn. So yeah, I think here we are able to kill it in one turn. So technically a one shot, right? Right? One shot? And Jona takes a turn? Yeah, it's a one shot. Sick. Oh wait, oh wait. So after a very successful one shot, I want to just test her skills out, see how much damage her skills actually do. So I'm going to do a single attack here with just my Jona. So we did 2,228 damage on a regular basic attack. And now I'm going to test her basic attack with her active ability up. And looking at the damage here, we actually increase our basic attack damage by 88%, which is not too shabby. In conclusion, man, I feel like I'm not high-end in my fire game yet to be able to showcase her completely. I feel like 1, I need to be upgrading my equipment, and 2, I probably need to fix the rest of my fire units. That way I'm high level in the spire so I could showcase her properly. I feel like her attack scaling steroid is super good once the opponents are higher level and they have higher defense. So this is probably just going to be the part 1 of her showcase. I probably need to make a second video just for, again, once I'm in a good spot in Fire Spire. Anyways, for everyone that stuck all the way towards the end, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.